let's not pretend he doesn't have choice. He knows he has choice. He has hot women hitting him up all the time. Let's not pretend he's banging hot young women just like the rest of them. They say, Pearl, do you just hate women? All you ever talk about is women. And like, are you a woman hater? Is your job just to talk about women? And to that I say, kinda. I mean, women, we do hate each other. I'm kidding, YouTube, I'm kidding. All right, welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. I've talked about at length on my channel that mids are usually women in the 6 to 7 rating. They can hang out with beautiful women that are an 8 or above, but they can't get the results that these women get. And the UFC gifted me. 8s are so rare, and I'll tell you what. They gifted me, or the MMA gave me tickets yesterday to go to like an event for them. And I counted, like, because there's ring girls and whatever, the amount of beautiful women I saw in the building, because like the players' wives and girlfriends were there. Even at like a place where there's like traditionally masculine men, I counted 4 8s. There's a lot of 6s, but I was like maybe 4, and 2 or 3 were on OnlyFans. Because they had these ring girls and they had OnlyFans written on their thing. So I guess they were for sale. So 8s and above are either, monetized by rich men or marrying rich men. But the most that mids generally can hope for is a situationship or casual sex from a high value guy. But every so often a mid can play her cards right and achieve an ultimate victory. The mid can show all other mids that there's hope out there and they might be able to win too. In the modern day, this is Lauren Sanchez. Lauren Sanchez has met and exceeded everything that a mid should be able to achieve in life. This is a woman that had a kid with an NFL player out of wedlock, then married a man that was worth over $300 million in her first marriage, divorced that guy, and now is marrying Jeff Bezos. She went from an NFL player to a man worth hundreds of millions of dollars to a billionaire. I swear this case should be studied by sociologists to come. Yesterday, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez had their wedding in Venice that cost a reported $26 million. Let me put this in.
Hollywood has
All right, we're going to go.
taken over Venice, Italy. The stars were out today for the wedding of the year.
And a lot of people are talking about this one. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez tying the knot. Mark Corderobles is here now with new images and video.
And quite possibly the wedding of maybe the decade, even beyond that. This was a massive party, right? Really something to see. Celebrity after celebrity heading to this Friday night wedding by boat. Venice is 9 hours ahead of us. So
it doesn't matter if it lasts. She got a man at that level to commit to her. And I know everyone's going to say Bezos is a dork or whatever, and he kind of is. But let's not pretend he doesn't have choice. He knows he has choice. He has hot women hitting him up all the time. Let's not pretend he's banging hot young women just like the rest of them.
But things are probably...
If Bill Gates could bang interns at Microsoft, you're telling me Bezos can't?
You're winding down a bit over there. We start with the new image of one of the world's richest couples. Lauren Sanchez just posted this to Instagram a couple of hours ago. You could see her there and Jeff as well. My fashion report here, Lauren wearing a corseted lace Dolce & Gabbana dress. She captioned that photo just with the date, 6/27/2025. Sanchez also added Bezos to her name on social media. We also have video of them leaving for the ceremony earlier today, right there. So who else was there? It was a star-studded event. We saw
Look, Jeff's 60. She could take most of his wealth. The experience, it's like at a certain point, the experience is worth the money. You know, there's something about a couple that just goes off the rim, gets married in Vegas, and just lives life and does this exciting stuff to the fullest. You know, it's kind of fun. He doesn't care. I promise. You say she's not mid. What is she? What do you think?
Lister after A-lister this morning, Oprah, the Jenners and Kardashians, Tom Brady, Usher,
wow.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jerry Seinfeld, Sydney Sweeney, the list goes on. Roughly 200 people were reportedly in attendance at the ceremony on San Giorgio Maggiore, which is an island. A source tells people at the ceremony started with a performance by Matteo Bocelli, Lady Gaga, also there, expected to perform this evening. The wedding, it was met with some protests. The ceremony was actually set for tomorrow, but it was changed because of security concerns and demonstrations. The deputy mayor of Venice says that the event was set to bring in as much as $35 million in revenue for the city. You talk about a star-studded, massive party.
You see all the women put in their bumbles. Yeah, single ladies. Put your Bumble in Venice right now and do like a 1 mile radius of the island. I would move fast. Okay. So a single mother with kids by multiple men gets a royal wedding. Lauren Sanchez, the mid that got it all. Women are celebrating this mid-victory because any woman that can use her youth on herself and get a high-value man to marry her wins the female dating strategy. Men win when they get a hot young wife to be loyal for life. What are you guys doing? Take off. Are you taking off? Oh, there you go. Okay. Men win when they get a hot young woman to be loyal for life. So unfortunately, men really never win nowadays. I guess you win if you get her best years. And women win when they can stick the landing. Feminists are now celebrating everywhere because women celebrate when there is a woman who made bad choices and still wins. So there was a woman I saw that tagged me in her story, and it actually inspired today's show. It made me think about it. So this is from Laya XM on Instagram. She said, and I asked her if she wanted to call in, no response, which is super rude. It's like these women, they'll tweet at me, they'll harass me for years. And when I say, do you want to come on my show and talk about it? They're like, no. Okay. Misogynistic men and pick-me women, AKA Pearl. Wealthy men don't date older women and they want young, hot women. You will expire by 30 and no man will want to provide and invest in you then. I never said that. I've also said there's always a simp. I've also said that, always. But your buying power at 30, because I'm 28 and I'll tell you what, like I'm in better shape than I've been in a long time. And you still, even when you're a chubby 20-year-old, you got more buying power. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, Bezos, 61, one of the wealthiest men on earth, has now remarried. Not only did he married age-appropriate women. Lauren Bezos was age 55. Don't be listening to these clowns. Stay in shape, cultivate a relationship with God, focus on your money, and you will be just fine. He will come and he will have all the things. Okay, so Lauren Sanchez is like 1% of women. Do you have a body like Lauren Sanchez? We're going to get into this. So how did Lauren win? So Lauren has stayed fit and attractive her entire career. Some of the plastic surgery is a bit much for my taste. But you can't find a picture of her where she's fat or out of shape. She was married and divorced. She never said a bad word about her husband. You can't crash out. Look, I'm not going to pretend I'm not a perfect person. Sometimes you just crash out when you break up. But it's how bad did you crash out? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can crash out and be mad and whatever. But if you crash out and completely destroy the guy's reputation, no other guy's going to touch you. The other thing is she's very feminine. If you watch her in interviews, she's always smiling. She's very feminine. She has like she's kind of old. She has an ish soft voice, I guess, for a 55-year-old woman. She has a reputation of being easy to deal with. And that's how, mids win. They stay in shape, they stay feminine, don't run their mouths about their exes on social media. And that's the way to do it. And Lauren just showed us how. So we're going to watch a video on Lauren that talks about what Jeff sees in her.
Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and some of Hollywood's biggest players have in common. They've all been captivated by one woman, Lauren Sanchez. But don't get it twisted, she's not your typical billionaire's arm candy. Unlike the stereotype of rich men chasing much younger women after a divorce, Jeff's fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, is not only age-appropriate, but also a true force of nature.
Talk to me about this team that you two have built together.
That's a good word. We're really great teammates, and we also have a lot of fun together, and we love each other.
She's a pilot, a filmmaker, a news anchor, and a self-made powerhouse. Yes, this woman has a history.
So look, she's always smiling. Someone said her face is frozen. It kind of is. But look, like, just so you know, people usually, in my experience, look better in person because, like, when you meet people in person, you don't notice as much of, like, the imperfections in their face as you do on camera.
Of leaving powerful men absolutely smitten. Let's just say her previous partners weren't exactly average Joes.
She looks like a corn star. Well, men like corn stars. Like, I'm not going to pretend, you know, she's not good at using her sexuality.
Included a top talent agent, NFL players, and a well-known sports broadcaster.
What's more nerve-wracking, going into space or planning a wedding?
Planning a wedding.
So, what is it about Lauren that keeps the most powerful men in the world obsessed? Let's break it all down. First off, let's talk about her looks, because wow, she's been turning heads for...
Look, do you have a body that looks like that? Do you? To all the women crashing out on me, does your body, do you have abs? What does your body look like?
For decades, Lauren was named one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful back in 2010 and graced Us Weekly.
Look, in her prime, that's what she looked like. Now look, she's had a little too much work done, but guys, you have to understand that as women age, it's either look weird or look old. And so she's 55. I don't know any other 55-year-old woman is going to look so old that men are just like, it's look weird or look old. You know, and that's kind of the choices women have to make. And I have to be honest, women do what works, right? Just like men do what works. So you might not like this stuff. It's even weird to me, but I have to just look at like results. Like there's this female soccer player who's the most followed woman on Instagram for like women's soccer. And she didn't get that following until she got a bunch of the surgeries done. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. The catch is, I will say, a lot of that stuff does look weird in person. But everything's starting online, so.
Weekly's Hot Bodies issue. Just check out her throwback photos. Absolute
Holy crap, yeah.
Bombshell material.
So I'd still put her face as mid, but her body is banging. She's a great body.
And her style? Impeccable. Lauren knows how to dress to impress and turn heads with her stunning outfits and eye-catching statement pieces.
I really look up to women like Eva Longoria, Selma Hayek, Jennifer Lopez, Sofia Vergara. They really embrace their culture when they dress. And so
Do you see her smiling the whole time?
think it's just in me. And, you know, yeah, it's a little sexy.
But here's what really makes her stand out. Her confidence. Lauren is unapologetically herself, embracing her age like the queen she is. She's been vocal about how much she loves this stage of her life. Growing older is a gift, she said, and she means it.
I really have the attitude, like spreading like love and peace and happiness. I mean, that's really what...
Being happy, that's half the battle. It's not crashing out.
In interviews, Lauren shared that life keeps getting better as she ages. When people asked how she felt about turning 50, she didn't hold back. It's just the beginning, she said. And at 55, she's walking the walk, becoming an author, planning a wedding, and living her best life. Ladies, take notes.
When I was 20, I thought, oh my gosh, life is over at 50. Let me tell you, it is not, ladies. It is not over. It is just beginning.
But Lauren is far more than just beauty and charm. She's a self-made success story. Growing up in New Mexico, she dreamed of being a newscaster, but struggled with dyslexia, which made her question that path. Instead, she set...
So, do you see how she's making eye contact, smiling at the guy? Like, and I've a lot of you guys that say you wouldn't in the chat. I've seen you guys fold the second a girl touches your arm. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Set her sights on aviation after high school. Determined to make it in LA, she applied for a flight attendant job, but was crushed when she was rejected for being too big. Imagine that, at just 121 pounds.
I was having a tough time. I was stressed out.
Instead of letting rejection hold her back, Lauren pushed forward. She returned to her journalism dream and started small at a local news outlet in Phoenix. From there, she hustled her way to bigger gigs, including Extra, Fox Sports Net, and Good Day LA. By the time she'd spent 6 years hosting Good Day LA, Lauren had become a household name.
I'm Lauren Sanchez, exclusive with the president, and I just want to say first, so how are you feeling?
Do you see the eye contact she's doing? She's flirty. Men like a flirty woman. Okay, they do.
Great. But she didn't stop there. She pivoted her career yet again, combining her passion for flying and filmmaking. In 2016, Lauren earned her helicopter pilot's license and launched her own aerial film production company, Black Ops Aviation. She wasn't just running the show, she was literally flying the helicopters herself. She even worked as an aerial producer on Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk and consulted on other projects like Miss Bala. Talk about a boss move.
Okay, don't care. So what I'm pointing out is that she's very flirty, right? And men do like this. So men kind of fold with, like, they're not touched often. And so men kind of fold when you're like touchy with them. Now, I know obviously it's pretty disrespectful, this whole thing, but look at her. So, you know, yeah, Clinton got hypnotized by the woman.